Okay, today we're going to talk about solving inequalities. If you can solve an equation, you can solve an inequality. There's only a couple of rules that pertain just to inequalities, and that involves multiplying or dividing by negative numbers. Hopefully your algebra knowledge will help you with all this. If you were to read this inequality, x is greater than 4 is how you would read it. What this means, the greater than part, means that when you are graphing this, you're going to have an open circle, right? And since it's greater than, you're going to shade to the right. Okay? So what I like to do is just put the number, your target number in the middle, give me something before it, something after it, so I know where it is in the number line. Open circle, and since it's greater than 4, you're shading everything to the right, like so. In the second one, this is red, x is less than 4. So again, if it's less than, that means you're going to graph an open circle. Right? But this time, we'll shade to the left. That's an E. All right. So again, 4 in the middle, something before, something after it. Open circle, this time you're shading this way. Right? Okay, the difference between this and the next one is that little bar underneath, and the little bar underneath is the or equal to part. So the only difference when it says the or equal to this time is you shade with an closed circle. Okay, so it's basically the same. Here's 4, something before, something afterwards. Closed circle. If it's greater than, again, just shade to the right. Right? For less than, here's 4. Closed circle, shade to the left for less than. Like so. Okay? The difference between inequalities and equations is instead of a single answer for an equation, an inequality gives you a range of answers, hence the less than or the greater than. All right, so solving and graphing an equation is just, an inequality is just like solving and graphing an equation. Simplify the sides first and then work with it that way. Let's take a look at this problem. We start by distributing the negative 2/3. Right? And the first thing we get is negative 2 over 5x. Right? And negative 2/3 times negative 6 becomes a positive. 3 goes into 6 twice. 2 times 2 is 4. So that'll be a 4 is less than or equal to 8. Okay? At this point, it'd be easy just to subtract 4 to the other side. So we're going to do negative 2/5 x. Make sure you keep that inequality. 8 minus 4 is just 4. Okay? This time, if you want to get rid of that fraction, just multiply everything by 5. And that gets rid of that bottom part right here. So you'd have negative 2x is less than, don't forget to multiply the 4 by the 5, that'd be 20. Now, since we're dividing by a negative, I'm going to put a star at this point, right? When you multiply or divide by a negative, be sure to switch the inequality. Okay, so over here, if we're dividing by negative 2, we know that this is going to be negative 10, but check this out, the inequality will not become greater than or equal to. When you multiply and divide by a negative, it switches the inequality every time. Okay, so again, when you graph it, I just want something for your target number, something before, something after, right? If it's greater than or equal to, close circle, and shade to the right. All right, let's get more interesting. Here we go. In this case, we have lots of simplification to do, so let's start on the left side and move our way forward. Distributing the 1/2 on this side gives you 1/2 x minus 3 over 2 is greater than or equal to, we have the 2 plus, distributing the 2 this way, you get 18 plus 2x. Okay? We have a little bit of simplification we can do on the right side, so I'm going to keep this side for now. Okay, the 18 and the 2 can go together, that's 20 plus 2x. Okay, to get rid of the fractions, just multiply everything by the denominator, which is 2, and all that does is cancel the denominator out, but don't forget to distribute the 2 to everything else. So you've got 1x minus 3 is greater than or equal to 40 plus 4x. Okay, moving the x to the other side gives you a 3x on this side. Moving the 40 will give you a negative 43 on that side. Okay, now look at where the negative is. It's not next to the x, so this time when you divide by 3, you're dividing by a positive number, so you get to keep that inequality. So you get negative 43 over 3 is greater than or equal to x. Okay, some folks don't like the x on that side. If you want to rewrite it, just write the mirror image of it. So just flip it over. The x is less than or equal to negative 43 over 3. Okay, and if you have a calculator handy, you'll find that negative 43 over 3 is something like negative 14.3333 dot, 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 dot. Okay, so when you graph that, you're going to graph between negative 14, right, and negative 15. Right, so negative 14.3 is not quite halfway there. It's probably somewhere over here. Since it's less than or equal to, it's going to be a closed circle. So this is negative 43 over 3. That point is. Okay, and since it's less than, we're going to be shading to the left. All right, here we go. More fun. Distribute again. So that'll give you negative 6 over 7x plus 3 over 7 is less than. Distribute over here. You get negative 2x plus 4 plus x. Notice this side, you can combine some like terms. So let's keep the left. And this will be a negative x plus 4 on the right. Okay? Again, to get rid of the denominator, just multiply everything by that denominator. And all that does is cancel the denominator, but don't forget to multiply this way as well. Okay? So you got negative 6x plus 3 is less than negative 7x plus 28. Right, here we go. The higher of the two negative numbers is over here, so I'm going to add it to the other side to just get x. And I'm going to take away 3 from both sides, so you get x is less than 17. Okay, and so this is a nice round number. I'm going to go ahead and put 17 somewhere in the middle, something before it, something after it. Since it's not equal to, it's going to be an open circle. And x is less than that, so shade to the left. All right, example 4. Here we go. Ooh, there's lots of fractions on this one. It's going to be a good one. Here we go. Start with the left side. Distribute that negative 4. Remember, that's not a 4, that's a negative 4. So you get 3. Negative 4 times a half is negative 2x. Negative 4 times negative 7 is positive 28. Is greater than or equal to. Multiplying it here to here, the 2's cancel out. So you would just have 5/3 x. Okay. And then when you distribute the second part, notice the 3 cancel out and the 2 cancels out. That's just the inverse property, and you would just get 1. On the left side, you can do some simplification. So it would be negative 2x plus 31, 28 plus 3. And the right side still good to go. 5 over 3x minus 1. We have a fraction. Where's that little point right here? Okay. We have a fraction. So again, just get rid of that denominator by multiplying everything by that denominator. Right? So 3 cancels out, but don't forget to distribute that 3 to everything over there. Okay? So you get negative 6x plus 31 times 3 is 93 is greater than or equal to 5x. And don't forget to multiply that 3 to that negative 1. So you get a minus 3. Okay. The smallest variable is over here, so I'm going to add the 6x to the other side. That becomes 11x. Add the 3 to the other side is 96 is greater than or equal to 11x. And when you divide, move it up here, you would get 96 over 11 is greater than or equal to x, or x is less than or equal to 96 over 11. Okay? So graph that. 96 over 11 is approximately 8.72 repeating. Okay, so it's somewhere between 8 and 9. Put 7 here just so we have a good basis. It is a closed circle, so 8.72 would be somewhere past the halfway point, maybe around here. And put the 96 over 11 at that point. And since x is less than, you would shade to the left. Alright, so at this point, I want you to pause this video and try the next problem on your own. And when you're ready, go ahead and hit play and see if you came up with the same solution. Okay, so hopefully we came up with the same solution. Depending on what you did first, I'm going to go ahead and multiply out that 1/3. So you'll have 7/3 x minus 1/3 is less than 2x plus 7. Get rid of those denominators by multiplying by the denominator. That cancels out the 3, but don't forget to also multiply this by 3. So you have 7x minus 1 is less than 6x, that's a 6, yeah, plus 3 times 7 is 21. The smallest variable is on this side, so subtracting it, you'll have 7x minus 6 is 1x. Add the 1 to the other side is less than 22. So put 22 somewhere on your chart, something before it, something after it. Open circle, since there's no line at the bottom, and since it's left, shade to the left. And there you go. And now you should be a master at solving inequalities. If you have any questions, please feel free to text me on the remind, and I'll be happy to help you as best we can. Good luck with the assignment.